Lots of things to cover the week after Christmas 2025. We are going to talk about new Epstein files that have been released and how Trump is spiraling out of control when it comes to the Epstein files. Welcome, I'm Goddess Fiore and you're watching Fiore Unfiltered. We're going to start with the Epstein files because if you've been paying attention, there have been, or you might have seen headlines, there's been a whole batch of 1 million new Epstein files that have been released. There was a law passed in Congress that was also signed by President Trump to release the entire Epstein file documents. And Pam Bondi has been slow walking this. She has had what I would consider a very specific talking point that she has been instructed to use. I'll play it for you here.
On the Epstein files, does the new investigation by the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney prevent the department from releasing all of the remaining files?
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
What are the next steps, Madam Attorney General, for the DOJ regarding what we assume President Trump will sign into law with the Epstein files? Is this going to be on the Justice Department website? What are you doing here over the next 30 days as we understand it?
We will continue to follow the law with maximum transparency while protecting victims.
Yeah. When you say follow the law, Madam Attorney General, do you mean that you will provide all the files by 30 days?
We will follow the law. The law passed both chambers last evening. It has not yet been signed, but we will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
So here you can see that she's saying that the key words for her are maximum transparency and following the law is what she was clearly instructed to say. I believe she was instructed by Trump to say this. That's just my speculation. But they are being very careful what they release. There's also reporting, even by Fox News, that certain politicians have been redacted from the documents in the same manner that victims have been redacted from these files. This is from Fox News. It says, the Justice Department redacted the names and identifiers of victims. Fox News Digital has learned that the same redaction standards were applied to politically exposed individuals and government officials, which is against the law that was signed by Congress that Trump also signed. Here's actually what the law says. It says, no record shall be withheld, delayed, or reduced on the basis of embarrassment, reputational harm, or political sensitivity, including to any government official, public figure, or foreign dignitary. So as you can see, this is violating the law that Congress just passed that Trump signed. Trump is completely spiraling out of control about the Epstein files. This is the most recent post on Truth Social by Donald Trump about the Epstein files. This was posted December 28th by Trump. He says, now 1 million more pages on Epstein are found. DOJ is being forced to spend all of its time on this Democrat-inspired hoax. When do they say no more and work on election fraud, etc.? The Dems are the ones who worked with Epstein, not the Republicans. Release all of their names, embarrass them, and get back to helping our country. The radical left doesn't want people talking about Trump and Republican success. Only a long ago dead Jeffrey Epstein, just another witch hunt. So, this is something that Trump promised that he was going to release. He ran a campaign on this.
Is very different from the Epstein thing. But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
And now he's calling it a Democrat hoax. My theory about the whole situation, if you recall, when Trump first took office, they had a bunch of right-wing influencers come into the Oval Office or the White House and hold up a bunch of binders that said Jeffrey Epstein files. I believe that this was all Trump's idea to get people to believe that they were releasing the Epstein files, even though they didn't release anything new. Everything in those binders was stuff that had already been released. And now that they're releasing the Epstein files, they just passed a new law, like I mentioned before, demanding that all these files be released. The Justice Department, which is run by Pam Bondi, who is a Trump loyalist and sycophant, has been redacting hundreds of pages.
By heavily redacted, I mean a lot of pages that look like this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and that's all I was going to do to the printer to make the point.
So they really redacted a lot more information than just victims' names, clearly trying to protect people. They released a bunch of stuff about Bill Clinton, who also released this statement stating that he calls for the release of all the Epstein files and information. He doesn't want anything hidden. He's already been cleared of any wrongdoing. It was well established that Bill Clinton was involved with Jeffrey Epstein, and these photos are no surprise. It's a clear distraction from what is being covered up, which we still don't know quite what that is, although some things have been coming out which are very interesting. Some of the information is unsubstantiated, but there's a lot of information coming out right now. It is more important than ever to keep yourself educated, watch news on the left and the right. I hear ground news is really good for showing both sides of the story. You should always be open to hearing both sides of the story, as hard as it is for you, and logically thinking through things, looking at facts, doing your own research as much as you have the time and the energy to do. Keep in touch with my channel. I will always give you my honest opinion, whether it's for the left or the right. I don't consider myself either. I just see how dangerous Trump is for our country, and I felt the need to draw people's attention and try to pull in more people who don't pay attention to politics to realize what is going on and be aware of what is happening in our country so that we can all do something about it and get through this huge mess. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Please leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get more weekly updates from me, and I'll see you in the next one.